What is popping off? Try to come at me, shit, I'll smoke you out like the Holocaust. I'm wildin' out, Nick Cannon was spitting fire. I'm laying pipe in that booth, fucking Mariah. I am the sire, I'm taking shit to another planet. You wasn't ready for me now? Fuck, goddamn it. You wasn't ready, I'm chillin' up on the fucking block with some fatal shots to your chest like you was Tupac. Got a good mindset, but never underestimated. Shade with the barrel blade, so you can say I'm far from basic. I can fucking main bitch, I can take your side hoe. Pussy so good, I had to put that on the slideshow. No competition, taking shots out the holy grail. Should I kill a male? Then I'll leave him there with a bloody trail. Always optimistic, simplistic, while in my mind state. A city where the guns and the drugs lift up the crime rate. I'm coming at ya, gun snatchers, they intercept ya. Police at the door, I'm nervous, sweating and under pressure. I learned my lesson with fucking around with other cliques and always staying true with my brothers because they love.
Do you want me to go from the beginning again?
No,
you
just
good?
go from the like a little bit before.
Okay.
Me in the eyes with a stare, shit, I'm resilient. Shit, I'm the man. I'm sitting on the fucking scene. Every line I spit, but you thinking it's fucking make believe. Bad habits is what I got. You come and find me. But if you're looking at my past, you find it right behind me. You find it right behind me. Motherfucker, find it right behind me. Find it right behind me. Fucking Mariah, I am the sire. I'm taking shit to another planet. You wasn't ready for me now? Fuck, goddamn it. You wasn't ready. I'm chilling up on the fucking block with some fatal shots to your chest like you was Tupac. Lyrical spitter, I kill and making a million. If you look me in the eyes with a stare, shit, I'm resilient. Well, what is popping off? Try to come at me, shit, I'll smoke you out like the Holocaust. I'm wildin' out, Nick Cannon was spitting fire. I'm laying pipe in that booth, fucking Mariah. I am the sire, I'm taking shit to another planet. You wasn't ready for me now? Fuck, goddamn it. You find it right behind me. You find it right behind me. Motherfucker, find it right behind me. Find it right behind me. Yeah, it sound good.
Okay, so we are printing mixes right now. Today we used the soft tube a little bit, not a ton. Actually used some of the gating features to gate in between all of the doubled vocals that we did. Obviously, Tru Mac is a hip-hop artist, so all the doubles use some good gating on the soft tube. Really love using the fader port here as just a single fader to control the DAW. But right now, yep, once again, printing mixes, printing both of these tracks. I did both these tracks on the same project, which definitely helps out. So what happens is all the tracks end up in Cakewalk Sonar. So all ends up in Sonar, and then it comes out, and they go through the SSL Alpha Link, which comes into the 18 channels on the right side of the console. And some of it goes through some analog gear. As you can see over here, we're hitting vocals with the DBX 160X, and then some of the just built-in transformers and stuff like that. Then that comes over into the mix buses, which then comes and hits our Audioscape G series bus compressor, goes through the main outputs, and then goes ultimately back into Sonar. As you can see, we are just done printing that mix. And then for Tru Mac's vocal chain, so we'll start V1, that's the channel we use today. So we rolled off a little bit of like 60 hertz, boosted a little bit of almost 8K there, just for a little bit of air. Then we got a little boost around 4K. And then he had a little bit of a nasally tone today, so I just took out a little bit of 500. And then we just left the low by itself. But then that came over to an API 550A EQ. And just doing really like little teeny tiny things, but mainly using the transformer for this. So this is like a Jensen transformer, and then this is just some like generic German transformer, but I like the Jensen on his voice. And then that comes over to this DBX 160X compressor. A little bit, it looks like just about a 3-to-1. I actually didn't have the over easy on today, which is not typical for me. But yeah, and then that obviously comes from the microphone, so I'll bring you into the vocal booth. Okay, so we come on in. Just added this carpet to the vocal booth, really just to make it a little bit more comfortable in here. So this is the mic we use today. Once again, the Ocean Ways ST6050 mic won the mic shootout, and the mic is articulated off the wall there as normal. But we got all these mic clips up, our phone clips up. This one, he was doing a Facebook Live video, and then we had the iRig Pro Duo sitting on here because we were streaming some straight audio straight from the console, and then he had his iPad set up for just a few lyrics that he just freshly wrote that he wasn't sure of. And kind of as usual, these are the headphones that we use for recording vocals. I just think they sound pretty good. They're pretty good at blocking out noise, and everyone seems to like them. So that is the vocal setup. So then for the vocal processing after everything gets into the computer, we're using the vocal rider first, just hitting the vocal rider with a little bit of, hitting the vocal with a little bit of vocal rider. And it's really just that, so I don't have to use much compression afterwards. And then using a de-esser around the kind of typical male voice de-essing frequency, right around 8,000. As you can see, it's hitting it pretty hard today. And then let me go over to here. So I like to run the de-esser before I hit it with the CLA2A because it stops the compressor from hitting and really compressing on some of those S's. So if you de-ess first and then hit it with a compressor, it'll just be a little bit more even. As you can see there, we're getting about 3 decibels at most on the reduction. Once again, another API EQ. This time we're using the 550B emulation just to add a little bit more 3K. As you can see, I have the analog turned off, so I don't want any more analog noise, though. We got plenty through the transformers and the transformers on the API and back through the console. It was definitely more than a warm enough tone. And then for here is hang on, there's the vocals coming back on right now. But using our comp to hit the vocal once again really hard, just to take off the attacks on some of it. As you can see, it's only like 2 decibels of reduction at most. Just just little things at a time. And then finally, just rolling off some of the lows at 100 hertz. There was some air that I did catch afterwards, especially with the subwoofer on. And then just a 0.7 of a decibel bump at 10.5K. And for the most part, that is the vocal chain. The only thing that does happen is all of his vocals do get bussed over to an internal bus. So in Sonar, they all come to this Vox bus, which you can see has no plugins on it. But I do run a parallel output to the Vox P comp, which is just parallel compression. So essentially just a split signal, and then that comes out to the console, and this is our main vocal. So it's coming out on channel 36, and that's our main vocal. This is like stereo vocal stuff, and then this is our parallel compression channel in stereo, just because I do sometimes parallel compress the backup vocals and stuff like that, depending on what we're going for. But that main vocal, whoops, as it just ended, bring it back a little bit. That main vocal does come over to our mono channel, which is, for the most part, it's vocals, but as you can see, we're just getting a couple decibels of reduction again, nothing too fancy. And the over easy is on this time though. So yeah, quite a big vocal chain, you know, for vocals, but you know, I like to do all this like small, you know, light amount of compression all at once to kind of give us our vocal sound. But for the most part, that is it today for Tru Mac in the studio once again. He's a frequent visitor here. Yeah, guys, so thanks for watching.